Valentines is not really news to us. I agree. Is there a need for us to talk about it? Not really. But there's a family somewhere right now that they're mourning of what occurred on 14th. You think it's a joke? Well, there's a family in Uganda where the mother lost their child, and when she was called, she said, I will not have made a difference that much if I was there. That was painful to hear, but that was an 8-month-old. The story was published on Daily Nation. You might quickly say that, Sami, you're creating up stories, but also here in Kenya, in Mombasa, there was a brother who died, or rather committed suicide on 14th because the girlfriend knew his greatest secret, which was that he had a child, which he had kept a secret from her for over a year. The reason why he committed suicide on 14th. What happens on 14th really is a facade, but then what goes after it always gets to us and to our families. So is there a need for us to talk about Valentines? Yes. But I can't talk about this alone. To help me in this discussion is Christopher Morara. Karibu.
Asante sana Bwana Mangi.
How are you? Bwana Mangi tena? Uko fiti?
Niko poa.
Karibu sana. Next to him is Yvonne Alfreda. Mambo.
Poa sana Sam. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am awesome. How was Valentine?
Hiyo tuongelea baadaye. Next to me here is Angela Okelo. Hi.
Hi, Sami.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
Me, I'm good. Mnaniita by name, nasikia tu nimefurahi tu. Sami.
Oh, yes.
How are you? Short hair now.
Yeah, it's
but
my
do you
thing.
say it's your thing?
I mean,
thumbs up. And next to her is our resident guest Alvin Mutunga. Vipi?
Poa sana.
Red black nayo.
It's part of the suit.
By the way, are you putting on a suit or a suit?
This is a suit.
A suit.
Yes.
Karibu.
Thank you. Thank
Karibu
you.
sana. Now we're going to talk about Valentines. Now, as I was doing a research on Valentines, a very interesting story comes up that on the origin of Valentines. It's about a priest who was slain on the 14th. Now, he was not. There were two priests who were slain on 14th, and the story goes that the priests were forbidden from marrying. But then this priest went forth, and when he was discovered, he was jailed, and then he was slain on the 14th. And at his death, he wrote a letter to one of the ladies, and it was noted, from your Valentines. Now, since then, that is where the whole story of, or the facade of Valentines is. Now, Yvonne, am I in the right page?
Umekaribia.
Kuna kitu nimeacha nje about his story.
Apparently, it was Roman soldiers who were not allowed to marry. And then these guys felt pity. This Valentine guy felt pity for them.
The Saint Valentine
Who was a bishop at the time.
Yes, bishop. Alisikia enyewe, these men, they are suffering. How? They have girlfriends, but they can't marry them in the name of this war. So they decided to do what? To marry them. Nyuma ya mlango, chini ya maji, whichever. And then after that he was discovered, and yes, you're correct on the other part.
So niko sawa?
Uko tu sawa.
Chris, where were you on 14th? Were you somewhere waiting for a flower, my brother? Say sema tu kweli.
The truth of the matter is that on 14th, I was in class.
You're in class?
14th, yeah. I was preparing to attend class in the evening.
So where were you from 8 to the evening?
Of course, in the library.
Anyway, where watu wakingojema.
Tough things.
But suffice it to say, it was not lost that the campus, in the mood in the campus, it was all about love. And there were activities all over, from the cafeteria. I could see people selling flowers to others, watches. So I was in the mood.
You're in the zone. That reminds me.
So to say.
Before I ask Angie, on the 14th day, I went into a public institution, and one thing that caught me at the gate, there were flowers all around. I was like, kwani ama studio kona pesa mingi aje? Then moving to the office, the officers who are there, they're all dressed in red t-shirts. I'm like, hey, this thing is serious, by the way. So I was like, so institution also remember these people to the extent that they send flowers to their desks. And only to me. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I got a flower.
Only. Aww. Oh my gosh. I got a
Actually,
flower.
I got a lot of things.
Hey. Yeah. Okay.
I got a flower.
But do you say?
What do I say?
Uh-huh.
A girlfriend, bought me a bottle of soda and lemon cakes. And to me, that was a special Valentine gift.
Wow, Alvin.
But I was preparing for a paper.
That is a good thing. Alvin. Alvin.
Yes.
Since you're all dressed in red and black.
Yes.
Where were you?
On the 14th, I had flowers delivered in the morning. I
To
then
or from?
delivered to.
Okay, two.
Yes.
So at least you are the sender.
Well, partly, yes.
Uh-huh.
And then later on in the afternoon, I had this IoT thing going on at Strathmore that I attended. Yes.
So Alfreda, where should I ask?
Mbona uko na sound effects when it comes to me?
See sound effects ni juu nangoja tu jibu ingine hilarious hapo nicheke. So where were you on 14th?
14th, I was actually singing at a graduation at Aga Khan University.
Amen.
I was singing that day. After that, I actually took my fiancé for dinner.
Hey,
Beautiful.
After that.
Beautiful.
where are these ladies who can take men out?
Wow.
Now,
He always does everything all the time.
But
so I was like, okay, this day that everyone is making a fuss over, let me not expect something for him. Let me do something for him.
where are these ladies? Because it has become a norm. Chris, it has become a norm. Ni Valentines, ni sasa mwanaume, boy child. Boy child ino time amelemewa. Why is it so? It's just a public perception.
To answer your first question, where are these ladies? I will say that one of them is beside me. She's here.
Wow.
You're making her feel herself, but it's all right.
But it's not lost that it's always expected that the man to take the lady out. It has been ongoing. So the lady who break it and go against the norm are they stand out. Actually, I think you stand out in that regard.
Ukifanya msichana atoke tu hapa yende tu manzi. Wachana na
No, but that's a good guess she did. And I think many ladies can borrow a leaf outside there because there's no sin in a lady surprising her man for that day and spoiling her for that.
Now, Angie,
Yes.
people will say rather, the other media stations said that this is the day of love. And some of our viewers were bashing out on us like, so you guys are celebrating February 14th. So is it really, with the foundation that I've laid, is it the day of love rather? Or is it just the only day that can rather extend these gestures of flowers and I don't know, dinner dates? Ngoja mi nilikuwa kwa ofisi, sikuwa mahali ya musianza kucreate me ya
I believe every day is a day of love. You don't have to wait till 14th February to express your love to your loved ones. And it doesn't have to be your boyfriend. Yes. You can treat your sister, you can treat your girlfriend, you can treat your fellow boyfriend. So I believe every day should be a day to express love. On 14th, okay, for some people, it is now the epitome of showing that love. But I don't believe we have to wait till 14th for you to express love.
Said who that it's 14th?
You can.
Who said
Said
it is?
who?
From
From your foundation, is
that is what called
it is the history.
Google. You can find it. It's like that. Now, Alvin, why is it such a big deal? As in, if you didn't send flowers, my friend, it's either unachezwa ama umeachwa. We, ni nini?
You were at the office.
Yes.
How did it go for you? I hope it went fine. Along Thika Road, there is a billboard that displays a certain image where the guy is moody and there's a lady at the background, and then you know what the caption is? Don't be that guy. Who does what? Who forgets that 14th is Valentine's? Why is there a fuss about all these things? Why? Because the whole point is everyone looks up to the point of getting or finding a gift or a gesture of love from the people they purport to love. And so it is created as though it is a show day, show time, you know, for love or something of the sort.
So now, because other people are saying it, so she'll now send a letter. She'll send a letter and a flower that particular day.
You do know that at times, a number of times, you have seen people take roses and red to be the color of love, essentially. But then, people should not, I should not be doing a thing because I saw someone do it, but essentially the whole feeling of I have received something, I have given out something, I have shown some love should be the epitome in this context.
Alfreda, since you took somebody out,
Yes.
does that mean if you didn't take them that day, umechezwa umeachwa? Because I'm sure kuna mtu probably, if, correct me if I'm wrong, there are a couple of people who are dumped that day.
That is true. A number of people get dumped on that day just because a lady didn't get flowers or a guy didn't get a watch or something.
Or a tie.
Or a tie.
Or a socks. Or a belt.
Imetosha. He is trying to pass a message that he wants a tie, socks, or belt. But anyway, the thing is, I wouldn't be dumped because I didn't give something on that day, or he didn't give me something on that day. Then I end up dumping him. It depends on what weight you have put on the day. For example, personally, nearly every week I have such gestures coming around. It is normal. It's part of my life.
Hey.
So that one particular day that I choose, I was like, okay, there's a fast going on. Let me do something for him. Honestly speaking, he wasn't expecting it, which was just awesome for me. Anyway, but the reality still remains that it should not be lifted or elevated to that extent that you can't breathe, you can't eat, you can't do anything because Valentine's Day happened. It's just a day.
Now, so Chris, so since I was dumped on 14th, where I was not dumped, for the record.
Pole, I was about to say.
I was not dumped. It was a figure of speech.
I know.
Now that he or she was dumped, does that mean I was not loved enough, or my expression or my language of love was not visible enough?
Let me start by saying it's most ironical for you to be dumped on 14th, because that's the day you should be more closer to the object of your love.
Presumed.
Yeah.
A presumable
NB,
day.
presumed.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if you are dumped on the day that you are presumed to be more close, it's more ironical, and I can say this is a calculated move to hurt you the most. Yeah. So
You mtoko anakupenda basically.
yeah, and he wanted to choose. You know when you want to hit home, you choose the point when somebody expects the more from you. Yeah. So when that day and there's a high expectation about it and the fuss and all that moving on, this person now dumps you on that day. That person wants you to feel the worst from that day that it can bring.
When one or another I feel like unikuwa kufundisha how to break up. It feels like that.
You know, it's striking that the identity in this month of February has chosen to talk about love. How commendable.
Oh,
because
not many will agree with you, but continue.
yes, essentially, because if you give it a perspective of the whole much talked about Valentines and 14th and action of love or language of love, you would find that the basic underlying factor is to show, to give love. If Christ gave us love on a single day, do you think we would be alive? No. He gives us all other days.
I also want to bring it in now. Let's now give it more other biblical base.
Yes.
One thing that I've been learning in these 2 weeks of evangelist campaign that has been airing on Hope Channel Kenya, that if it's in the Bible, then I believe it. If it's not, then it's not for me. Is Valentine biblical? Because there's a friend of mine who posted on my Facebook page when I posted that the thing about month of love, and they were like, so do we celebrate month of love, or no, since that it has already happened, do we? Is there anything biblical about Valentines, Angie?
First, we need to understand what is Valentines. If I take you back to the history, Valentine is all about love. Love is found everywhere in the Bible. So I can say that it is biblical in the context that everything in the Bible, our salvation, the dying of Christ was because of the love that God had for us.
Don't you think you're putting all that in one day?
Superficially, we can say it is biblical. But when we go in depth, there is no specific verse or Bible which is talking, or book which is talking about Valentines.
I choose to disagree in this context. In this context, which is equally open to discussion. There's nowhere that the Bible says, you're right, that there's nowhere, probably we're told to celebrate particularly because of the day of love. Yeah. And the reason why I choose not to personally celebrate it is, hey, that day vile imekuwa elated evil, 2 people died. It is starting from a tragic point. So why should I choose to use a Roman culture that emanated from Rome and put it in the Bible and now say, I will follow this because it is all about love from Christ?
Let me interject.
Okay.
That is not what I meant. I was saying superficially. Generally, if you're talking about love, there's a quote which says that if you can't explain something to a class 7, then personally you don't know it. So to a class 7 or to a young child, all they know is Valentine is love. Valentine is equated to love. Love is in the Bible. So, okay, starting from that point, then we can say that Valentine is some sort of a Christian.
Some sort.
It's
Alvin.
like it can be.
Alvin.
You know, Angie here is a lawyer by profession.
No wonder.
And in law, anything or everything is admissible in court with the challenge of evidence, of course. Now, with that having been said, there is...
See what you did there? See what you did there? It is good. It is fine.
So the point of whether Valentine's is biblical or not, if you look at history, this is the only day, and I repeat this, the only day that is biblical that we should be happy to celebrate is Sabbath.
What is interesting about, let me interject rudely.
Yes.
Yani mpaka ile siku yenye tumepatiwa na Mungu, the Sabbath day rest. Atu celebrate hiyo siku. Lakini 14th mama. Mazi kuna mtu anaachwa.
And then there is now the aspect of expectation. Yeah. What does the world think about 14th? It is a day of love, a day to receive roses. And then on the night after 14th, the questions are, where were you? Why didn't you bring me roses? I mean, that is being conformed to the world, which is highly unlike what Paul tells us.
So
in the
back
New
to my
Testament.
question.
Yes.
Is Valentine biblical?
I would say no. Yes.
Alfreda.
I'd also say no, just the same way Mother's Day and Father's Day and Mashujaa Day and Labor's Day are all not biblical. They are just days that we found here that have been put there to symbolize other things. Yeah.
You do know that human beings always want to look for a chance to have a holiday.
A break.
A break.
So probably ni sindo tulikuwa tuna.
So someone said, here is Bishop Valentine who wrote a note. Let us put 14th to be a day for remembering a saint who wrote a note. And everyone in the world now is saying, 14th, I have a thing to do. Here is someone who said, I'm a veteran and I have put my day. Here's someone who said, I'm a president, I have put my day.
Moide.
Human beings are looking for days to not work.
Chris, now you're here saying it is not biblical. Fine, it is not biblical. Angie will also base it on all other facts that she knows because she's a lawyer. Now, we are saying it's not biblical, but shouldn't we celebrate? Come on, it's just sending flowers. You know, it's an act of love. There's nothing wrong about it. Shouldn't we observe it? Shouldn't we celebrate it?
Okay, from a personal experience, I think I'm the one who had the most boring Valentine Day here.
Clearly.
And I was thinking to myself, I should scrap it from my calendar. But you see, 14th will come. Next year, 14th will come. Then 14th will come. You cannot turn a blind eye to what's happening around you. You have to see things that happen around you. The best way I can approach it is, how do I react to such a day? What do I do personally? Do I get in, and as my brother said, do I conform myself to the standards of this world? So more likely, as an individual, I will choose the day to do something that will add value. Like showing, there's nothing wrong in showing love, and if that day people take it like showing love, you can show love in a good way. You can even choose to go to a children's home and do something that's meaningful there. You can show love by even surprising your father or your mother or something. I think we should have the idea of devolved love. Like we should devolve love not from the past. You should not look love from the lenses of me and my fiancé, but you can also look love on the lenses of me and others. What do I do to others? And as a Christian, you know, God is love. So that should be our foundation as we approach these days, which they'll be there in our lives. So from a personal perspective, I will say, because it's a day that's much type, we as Christians can have something to do on that day by showing love to others.
Now, there's somebody will say, we are going off in the wrong way. Because we are here saying, in a way, we're saying, do not observe it in the worldly context, but then instead of that day, since you're now given a holy day, use it in the right way. Because there are people who will talk a job mapema, will go to me relax, you know, unlike the people who had to submit exam. There are people who have that, you know, and there's that person who be like, we're looking at it a very gruesome way. We're kinda bringing it on board earlier. We can always observe it in a safe way. But then now my question will be, Alvin, ignoring it, does it do any good? Like now we say like apana, now we cannot observe kabisa, me am this. Does ignoring it help in any way?
You know, thankfully, at the start, you asked each one of us what we did on the 14th. I sent flowers like I usually do any other month. I also visited with people I love like any other day. And I was not doing it because it was the 14th. I was not doing it because every other person was doing it, but I'm doing it out of the openness of my heart. So should I defy and not do a thing on 14th? Probably not. But then should I do it in the context of what others are doing? Also probably not. So there's a thin line between being in open defiance and wholly immersing yourself to the point of running broke after 14.
Hold it right there. We are going for a short break. Now, as we come back, we'll be looking at what is interesting. During that 14th, on the 14th, there was the CEO of this floral business said in that event they made 100, is it million or billion? I'm not really sure, but then the figures were quite interesting. Somebody will say, "See, let me make money that day." Ikonini. And in the expense of making money, there's a boy child somewhere. I'm not defending boy child, but let's be real.
Business is about demand and supply.
Let's be real, okay? There's a boy child somewhere aliumeo siku saizi probably alikula school fees ama nini, si ndio?
Yeah.
We'll be talking about this after the break, but during the break we have a talent segment. These guys they're approved. Just watch them. Hope the talent song is going to be a blessing to you.
I think I drove by you just yesterday. I think you were wearing the same thing you are today. But I don't believe knowing everybody watching, but they never show the pain that they're feeling. You sometimes you just wouldn't let go. We all need to see, 'cause you and me, 'cause everybody needs love. Everybody needs love. We all need love. Everybody needs love. Different, but I know we're the same. We both need the sunshine, and I know we both need the rain. It helps me to see, 'cause you and me, 'cause everybody needs love. Everybody needs love. We all need love. Love needs love. We all need love. Ooh. So many lives searching to find what love is, but searching is all that they'll find. This is the love. Jesus gave up his life and carry a cross that was mine. 'Cause everybody needs love. We all need love. Love needs love. We all need love. Ooh, we all need a love. We all need love.
Welcome back to the show. It's the Identity. We just tuned in. We are talking about Valentines. And to help me in this discussion is Alvin, Angie, Yvonne, and Chris. Karibuni tena sana. Thank you. I hope that song of We All Need Love, it was a blessing to you guys. But during the break tulikuwa tunaongelea jia vile boy child ameteseka na girl child pia wamelemea boy child in terms of money. It is okay. It is okay. Tunasema sio hivyo sana. But then that is girl empowerment. It's okay. We're not going to talk about boy girl. Okay, we're going to talk about boy girl. But let's talk about the money. Let's talk about the money in this day. Chris, it is not wrong. First of all, you have said we can choose to be safe, to handle it in a more contextualized way. This particular day, isn't it? Now, what about the people who are making money? Should I close my business because it's a Valentine and I do not want to look like I'm promoting it, so I will not sell my flowers?
From business mind,
Yes, that's why I brought you in.
it's all about opportunity. A businessman who makes the kill outside there is the one who seizes the opportunity and the moment. For me, let's say I have a flower farm. I export my flowers. Just because it's Valentine, I think from my sales I will increase my sales because that's the world. That's the world what's living in. So as a smart business person, I should increase my workers. I should ensure that I have enough flowers outside there so that I may boost my sales. So individually, I have no qualms with anyone trying to do business, especially like selling flowers. You are selling watches because those are the day that your sale will increase.
It will be foolish for us to neglect that business opportunity.
Yeah.
If you're a business
only
person.
that if the Valentine Day falls on a Sabbath, now that you love as a Christian person upholding the Sabbath principles, you have to shut for the day, regardless of how.
Ama
big the
unauza
sales.
before Friday 6 unaziuza, ikifika Friday unafunga.
Zitahoha.
No, as long as shauri yao umeuza, that is a business. Ama ni aje?
Yes.
Yes, why?
Why?
At least support.
It's your business. You didn't force these people to come and buy rose flower from your shop. Whatever, how they are going to keep these rose flowers from
Monday to that.
withering, yeah, that is none of your business. So long as people are buying rose flowers from your shop, it's all right.
NB, she's a lawyer. So there's a whole point of morality and ethical value, so and legality. But anyway, we let it slide. So we should not turn a blind eye to that. What about that brother who's willing to go and spend it like now, since we're not going to celebrate Valentines, but it's just me doing this like kawaida. Alvin, should I go out chafua mtoto wenyewe?
We are rightly cancelled about temperance in all things, whether it is choice of meals, choice of words, company, what we involve ourselves in doing, and especially seeing as how some days that are celebrated in the world have origins, strings attached. Yeah, holidays like Easter, which is coming up soon in April. Holidays like Christmas, that was much fussed about. What I thank God for is the flow of information these days and the way Adventists and Christians the world over are wanting to understand what the origin of things were so that they know if they are right to be celebrated or not. But then coming to the point of should I or should I not, it's a whole matter of, are you showing love in the process? If you're not, then you probably shouldn't. If you're doing it for the show, the publican, Jesus said he has had his reward because of the prayer he made. But to the tax collector who made a sorrowful prayer, he said the reward is in heaven. True. So are you doing these Valentinic things? I hope, excuse the expression. Are you doing that for a show? If you are, you've had your reward. Are you spreading love because God is love?
Brother,
your reward is in heaven.
Let me break it down even. As a man, this chick was used to dinner dates, probably an Uber home, and me siwezi kuja nimpeleke kibandani. I need to, as a man, you need to, so that this chick can, kuna hiyo, there's that.
It's a choice.
But then look at it like this,
If you're my guy, ninakuelewa, tunaelewana. Hakuna standards zenye ninataka unipeleke Kempinski na sini wase wa kibanda. It doesn't add up.
It is easier said than done. Let me tell you as a man.
This is as a woman. This is as a woman.
Chris, I'm not speaking of experience.
Sasa.
No, take it like this, okay? We can say, oh, yes, I understand. Yes. Like, understand mpaka lini. Kibandani mpaka lini. Hiyo siku ndio mwanaume anaambia mwanaume ni effort.
Kama effort yako inaweza ongeza 1000 bob uende basi Java.
Yeah.
Lazima uende Kempinski.
And thank God you put it out clearly. kama mwanaume, so problem ni nyinyi
Nyinyi tu
wanaume. You
kama
want to you want to
mwanaume.
take us to Java, yet I understand you can only afford kibanda.
Do you know how painful it feels that a woman can levelize you when mtu wa kibanda? Wait,
Chapo madondo.
ngoja,
Hiyo si
Chris.
kuongeza ka
Wait,
salad.
eventually, Chris, am I speaking Spanish? Chris, am I speaking Spanish? Because me personally, and the viewers back at home would agree with me. Inaniuma. Kwa sababu there's somebody mwenye aliachwa na I need that person to be at home with this discussion. As a man, it kind of feels bad that ushae kwa level fulani when mtu wa kibanda. I understand you, yes, you're being nice and all understanding, but umeko mtu wa kibanda. Chris, am I speaking Spanish? Juu amesema we can understand. Yes, we understand mtu wa kibanda. Chris, am I speaking Spanish?
No. That's clear. You know, as a man, you'll want to put the best foot forward.
Yes.
You want yourself to be esteemed in the right measure. And you want to do it best for your lady.
Yvonne, unasikia? No, wait, Yvonne, chukua kalamu andike notes. Anza kuandika notes. Chris, endelea.
So it is not fair at all when we say that we can stay at kibanda all the time, or you look at me at that level.
Because you understand.
Yeah. So
At one point at all. Roger, Alvin, am I speaking Spanish? No, wait. Alvin, am I speaking Spanish? Because Yvonne is about to water down everything that we're trying to build right now.
Angie here and Yvonne, if you would allow me, I would quickly note that everyone has a different standpoint of what abilities their man or their lady has. Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the gauging point where you say, I am more loved if more is spent on me.
Exactly.
That is the measure. No. Let us acha tuseme tu ukweli. Hii ni ukweli. No. Sawa. Ngoja. Angie, utaweza water down kid.
You talked about ability. I don't think there's any problem if you are mtu wa kibanda, and I'm seeing it in a good way. I think that is what you can afford, and I understand, and I don't have a problem with it. What is really the fuss about nikijua we ni mtu wa kibanda? And I really understand. What is really the problem? Knowing that after some time, we'll be going to Kempinski and other places.
Yvonne, ebu haribu sasa.
Si haribu chochote. What I'm trying to say is, unajua watu wame make fuss in that if it is Valentine's Day or whatsoever specific date, for example, birthdays also fast over.
Yeah.
My birthday date.
Sasa,
Tutafika
they
birthday.
always have a tendency of thinking, because today is Valentine's, lazima 25 star. Who said so?
Good question.
No, ni wewe ndio una insist.
No.
You're insisting. You're
Listen.
insisting that
Boys
as men
and Musini
munatuona tuko hapa chini, kibanda,
This is my case. Please,
hata utaki nimalize hiyo point.
Okay, sir, maliza basi.
What I'm trying to say is, there is nothing wrong of upping if you want to up as a person.
You always want
Umezoea ni chapo madondo, sindio? Munendanga chapo madondo. Hii siku ongeza ka fruit salad, ongeza ka dessert kidogo kwa wenye wanakula keki, of which tunajua madhara yake, but kwa wenye wanakula keki and all those things, ongeza ka dessert kidogo, add something a little bit like juice, fruit juice. It won't. The lady who knows you as a person na anakupenda hivyo vile uko, atajua umeongeza something. You have put some effort.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you let me get this clear. So yes.
Let me say something. You see, from your explanation, it's like men always want to prove a point. So why
Mwanaume ninaweza. Yeah. Ninaweza.
Please never that serious. Just you see, like there's no need of proving a point if it is going to harm you economically. If after taking me out to Java, the next, like the rest of the days you'll be walking to work, or you will not have hauna rent ama hauna chakula. What is really the point? If I really understand that this is what you can afford, fine, there's need to put a little effort, but don't go to the extent of You see,
unatumia school fees.
Una loan.
exactly, you're using
Alvin.
school fees to prove me.
I want to specifically talk to you
Boy chalo, girl chalo. Our viewer.
who got carried away on the 14th and got hurt in the in the process. You do understand that God did not love us for a single day.
Yes.
And he did not expect us to love him the more because of one single event. And that all through the age, his love has proven to be constant. So just because you got hurt, you got left, or you left someone and you're feeling guilty about it, get back to understand that the whole point is about showing love, not expecting a hyped or a heightened treatment that you may or may not be worth.
Thank
You
you.
high
Thank you.
high five.
Thank you very much for clarifying it. And I hope our viewer back at home
Yes,
ameelewa. That's what I
yes.
wanted
That's
it to
deep.
come out. That's what sitaki nikiongeza nitazaribu. Lakini kuna swali moja tu, it should have started from the beginning. Chris, why red? Why not yellow?
Red as a color, depending on the context.
Yes.
If it's in our national flag, it signifies blood. But if it's on a day like Valentine, it signifies love. Some people, other scholars say that it signifies some it invokes sensual feelings.
Passion.
Yeah, that you could say rightly passion. That's why flowers are red in color. Yeah, so that's what I could say about red as a color being used.
But I don't think we can say red is now the color of love or whatever.
You do know with color psychology comes the effect that it causes.
Hey, brother.
The
Put it out there. Put it out there. Vile umeianza. Imalize tu.
color psychology helps in understanding how best to treat or handle things. Like red increases metabolism rate, heart rate, and its pressure. You see, yeah. So if it is used to show love, yeah. So if you look for this information, you'll find that the colors that surround this whole thing about love are red, white, and pink. Yeah, red to signify the pressure, the love, the
pressure.
the war, the pressure. You take note of what touches the most. Yeah. And then white to signify purity. Now mix the two and you find pink.
Pressure and purity.
Pressure. Oh, okay. Love and purity. Yes. So it's basically why everyone has been caught up in this fuss of red or white or a mixture of the two, which brings pink.
Thank you very much.
There's a friend of mine called Sally. She was saying that what she believes is the whole red thing has to go with the heart. The blood goes into the heart. It pumps.
But then one thing...
No, it actually got me thinking. Honestly, it got me thinking. If that's what they want to believe, what drives the heart is the blood. And what's the color of the blood? It's red.
The color of my blood is Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen, brother.
Now, you see, vile shule kuna kwanga na tutoring, na kuna kwanga co-curricular activities. So is life. So there's some people who engage in co-curricular activities in this particular day. There's a particular sister somewhere who lost their virginity in this day.
It is sad. It is sad because we find out when we were doing the topic of love and lust, you find that Valentine's Day has a lot of lust going on.
The reason I'm bringing it on board is the language of love, Chris. Let me bring in Chris. The language of love. People have used this Valentine's, or rather used the name I love you to be a way of saying, since I love you, let me give myself to you. Let me sleep with you, because this is how I show it. And this goes hand in hand with the gifting part. Chris.
Let me say that it's sad to note that in such days, a lot of youths engage into promiscuous habits.
I call it co-curricular activities.
Yes. And at the end of it all, you see, you cannot plant maize and expect to harvest beans.
Ngumu.
So they when they harvest the fruit of what they had planted, it becomes trouble to them at the end of the day. This is because of they didn't get the day as it's supposed to be. They got the wrong idea, yeah, of what love is all about. Because as you got the Bible, love has a big and wider meaning. Love, as God loved us with, God loved us to the extent that He was willing to give us His only Son. So with love comes sacrifice, and
so will a man somewhere justify that if you love me, you will give yourself sunani trust. This is a line that all men use, and I'm sure it's not alien to the men or to the boy child out there. You love me, do you trust me? Nipe. It's not alien. Build on.
Now, let me say that's trickery. That's duping. You know, when somebody is tricking you, it's very hard. It's deceit. Love is not a give and take relationship. Yeah, you don't love somebody because of what that person can give you. You actually should love somebody irrespective of what that person can give you. And let me say, actually, us as men, we use that line so much, and it has been used over and over. And I think this is the high time our ladies should get smart. Yeah, you see, if somebody truly professes that he loves you, he will not demand anything from you, irrespective of how you are. That person will love you that way, and even if you don't give, let me say, like material thing to this person will still love you. But this person going to the extent and saying that can give even me your body for that, that's not love now, that's lust. Yeah.
Hey boss, kuna vile umeleta love and lust vizuri hapo. Angie, niliona tu unachambua Bible hapo tu hapa kana nikasema sa bring it, drop it. Bring it on.
Love which is celebrated on Valentines should not be different from the love which you are taught about in the Bible. Charity, love used interchangeably in the Bible. And while we are celebrating, or while people are celebrating love during Valentines, we should not conform to the world. And just as he says, do not love someone for a reason. Do not love someone because they give you something, because of the things they give you, or because of the things that they do to you. You should love someone just because you love them.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional
Now,
love.
sasa ukisema hivyo, how can you just love? How can you love somebody without a reason? It won't make sense.
That would be a
God
topic
loved
for
us because He created us, because
we'll come back to that.
Yes, your love. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Maybe Alvin.
Okay,
we'll
then,
just wind up.
Being that it is love which is talked about in the Bible, or which is expected of us as Christians, then the book of 1 Corinthians 13 will play a role. Yes. So we should be guided by the principles in the Bible when you're celebrating love.
If it's in the Bible, I believe it. Bring it.
Amen.
In the book of John, chapter 15, verse 12, Christ rightly notes and says, "This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you." By Christ loving us, He did not cause us to sin.
Amen.
By Christ loving us, He did not cause us to go away from Him. In fact, humanly love, phileo love, friendly love, or eros, or any other type of love, should take an example from agape love. Loving, not because I have been given, or because I can give, but because there was a reason greater in the whole essence. That greater love hath no man than this, that He lay down His life for others. Can you give out your selflessness to others in the context of love, that they can see a Christ in you?
Let me also say something.
As we come to close.
Yeah, as I build up on what my brother said, it shouldn't also be lost on us that love, one of the languages of love is giving. But you should also be very careful on what you are giving. Yeah, because let's say the most known verse, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. He gave something. It will be lying to one another if I love you and I don't give you something. But the question is, what am I giving you, or what are you giving me? That's why we have exchange of gifts. But the love now that says now the love that now leads the other person to sin, that's the love you should avoid. You should avoid giving into such things. Such rights should be enjoyed in marriage, not in outside marriage. So
hata ule mwenye for example tumekot yani tunaoana next week, unaniambia nitangoja tu mpaka next week. Yeah? Angie, unasema hold up the mic.
Yes, you have to wait.
Mpaka tunaona tu next.
After marriage. It can only happen after marriage. Even if it's 2 hours to the... You have to wait. Yes.
No, I just need somebody to understand this. Hata kama ni kesho.
Just wait mpaka kesho. Nothing shall have changed. Mpaka hiyo kesho.
Na mtungi kutoka mtoni unaenda pasia kwa mlango.
Hold up the mic. Umesemaje?
Okay, kuna uwezekano ya kwamba uende mtoni na chungu lakini ipasuki kwenye mlango. Hicho kitendo ambacho utakifanya ni inalinganishwa na chungu ikipasukia kwenye mlango.
Ndugu yangu Kiswahili tu, ndugu yangu tu.
Hivyo hapo kwa katika Kiswahili tunaweza sema ya kwamba umemla ng'ombe mzima sembuse mkia.
Umengoja time yote.
You've held the waters, you've held everything at bay, and you suddenly want to offend God.
There's something that
it's not worth it.
There's something that I should also say. That patience also comes with a reward.
True.
Big time reward.
Yeah. Scott Peck says in his book that joy is ingrained in the ability to delay gratification.
Check your ende. Chris, your final remarks as we wrap up. This whole facade of now Valentines. Your last sentiments.
My last sentiment is that we shouldn't engage in activities that will lead us to regret whichever day of the year. And the 14th of the day of February will come and go. But what remains is our love to God, our love to others. That's what should be key. And from every 14th and every year that passes, our love for God should increase, the same way our love for others should increase too.
Amen. Alfreda.
Yes. Personally, I believe, just like, I mentioned Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentines, they're all not in the Bible. But when you talk about Valentines, Christmas, and Easter, the way you talked about, they are all linked spiritually to something. We need to do our research as people. Find out, what are you celebrating? Are you just celebrating something you found? Like, for example, if I found my parents doing some rituals, now I end up doing rituals just because.
Or because your parents are Adventists, now become Adventists.
Yes. You're supposed to do something knowing the origin, knowing what you're doing as a person. When God says that we're worshiping in truth and in spirit, truth is by doing research. Hauendi tu unafuata tu like a kondoo mwenye anafuata tu kiongozi. You do your research. After you've done your research, make sure you also ask God for guidance. Some of these things. And for those people who think they are supposed to be celebrating these things, look at yourself. Ask yourself as a person, how much am I spending on this? Would I spend this in Bible study? Would I spend this particular kind of money in helping a child, someone? Would I do this in a normal day? Because love is not only for one day. And above all, let's remember that God is the center of everything. If it is not God's, if it is not in the Bible, forget about it.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Angie.
My final remarks. We should always do things for the glory and honor of God's name. So whatever you are engaging yourself in, whatever you are doing, we should glorify the name of God. And love, we should not wait for 14th February to express our love. Let us express love each and every day of our life because it really counts. Then this all facade about Valentines. Why don't we just celebrate it in another way? Why don't we go and spread the love with the children or the elderly?
Even in the prisons.
And even the prisons. It doesn't have to be rose flower and those expensive dinner dates. We can celebrate Valentines in a more meaningful way, in a way that glorifies and honors the name of God.
Amen. Alvin.
Going by what has been spoken here by my
Which were all
learned friends.
mic drops.
Mic drops.
I was just waiting for one poof.
Yeah. Now, I would finish with speaking to all of you that have been touched or hurt from this aspect of love, because Valentine's really is about the whole point of love. I would encourage you from the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 24. And these words I would directly speak to your heart, that may the Lord bless and keep you, and that may the Lord make his face to shine upon you, and that he may lift his countenance upon you, to understand the aspect of love, and to especially find solace, and not only solace, but success in love, especially one that is sanctified in the courts of heaven. Amen.
Kimaliza hivyo watu nasemanga wacha let me get my cup of water. Thank you so much for being with us in today's discussion. Hope that it has been insightful. Sorry about that. And we hope that what that you have shared is something that you're going to, again, research about. May you not take our words as that which are cast on stone. Be like that church in the Bible that goes back to the Bible and researches about it. And we also hope that you have sent your views. We also hope that the guys who asked these questions on our Facebook page, that is Hope Channel Kenya, and on Twitter at Hope_Kenya, that you have been responded to. And we can't get tired to respond to such questions, so please share with us your questions on our Facebook page, that is Hope Channel Kenya, and on Twitter is at Hope_Kenya on Facebook. Or you can also find me on Facebook, that is Samuel Mangi, and on Twitter at Sami Mangi. We come to an end, but then we can't. There's much that you can talk about it. Go to our Facebook page, put your post, put your ad there on what you think about it. Until next time, be blessed.